If you have an interest in horses and love learning more about horses, the horse industry, teaching, or even managing your own horse business, then you're in the right place. We would love you to join us on our mission, which is to improve the lives of horses around the world through the education of riders, handlers, and trainers. So get comfortable, listen in, and enjoy.
Our chat today is sponsored by Online Horse College. If you'd like to have government accredited training, also Centrelink approved courses where you can study anytime, anywhere. You can become an instructor, get horse industry employment, find opportunities within the horse industry, trail riding, breeding, or even if you're new to horses, there'll be a course for you. Have a look now, onlinehorsecollege.com. Today's guest is Cathrine Fodstad. So Cathrine's been here before. If you'd like to go to Horse Chats and search for Cathrine, which is Cathrine, or Fodstad, Fodstat, you'll be able to find her previous chat. And today she's going to talk to us about life lessons she learned from horses. So she talked a little bit about how horses have helped her in her last chat or in the first one, but today she's going to talk to her and just expand on that, which I think would be absolutely brilliant. Certainly looking forward to talking to it. And how are you today, Cathrine?
Yes, I'm fine. Thank you.
Thank you.
From Norway, it's 8
Oh,
in the
yes.
morning here,
Is
so
it?
we are like in the opposite time zone of you.
Wow.
But I'm ready.
Perfect. Now, first of all, why did you choose this lesson? Because you talked a little bit about how you've learned some life lessons from horses in your first chat, but why did you actually choose this one? Is it because, that's something that people can expand on? Because you're going to get horses from people from all different types and backgrounds and everything else, and horses are going to be able to help them. But is that because you've had that personal connection yourself?
Yes, I have experienced this on a personal level.
Yep.
How horses has changed my life and
good.
me as a person.
Mm-hmm.
And was it Winston Churchill who said that? It's something about a horse that changes the inside of a human.
Yes, the inside of the man. That's right. Yeah. So the first one is you've said that you're a failure at school. You learned how to learn and succeed with school, but it was about horses. Learning, would you like to talk a little bit about that?
Yes, because I think what I wasn't aware of at the time was that if you want to learn something and master something, you need some self-discipline and routines.
Yes.
And I didn't have them.
Okay.
But the horses have a tendency to discipline you a bit. And I think if I was late at school, it didn't matter so much to me. But if you are late for feeding your horses, or you don't keep your stable nice and clean, and you don't have any routines for the training, then things are soon going to be a mess. And the horse will sure tell you that this is not good enough. And that kind of sticks a little bit deeper, hurts a little bit more than if a senior or adult person is telling you it.
Yes.
It's a huge difference there.
Yep.
So from taming horses in Iceland, I got some self-discipline. Yeah.
Good.
From the horses.
Yes.
And work ethics. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. The next one you've got is put your mind to it.
Yes. Because if you are not engaged in something and not inspired and see the results of your efforts, what they're going to lead to, it's very difficult to stay motivated.
Yep.
But I was very motivated to succeed with horses and to do my best to become a better rider and to learn more about horses. So then it was very easy to keep the motivation up for finishing the studies at Holar. And when I had finished the studies at Holar, I could go further on to college and kind of do the same there without the subject being horses, because I've initially,
So you needed horses to get you motivated, to get you going in the first place, to develop that habit. And even the habit for the routine and everything, you've used horses to develop good habits that are going to give you the life lessons. Yep. What about confidence? You've got the next lesson is confidence is key.
Yes, it's important to believe in yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And especially with horses as well, because if you are not confident, it will kind of wear onto the horse somehow.
Yes. Okay.
And they will tell you pretty soon that something isn't right here,
Yes.
They
yes.
are our mirrors.
And do you find that they push you out of your comfort zone a little bit? You think you're confident, you're right, you're happy, you're confident, and then the horses just push you a little bit out of that comfort zone, just that bit more, which initially it's pushing out of your comfort zone, but then creates a bit more confidence.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely. And they keep doing exactly that
Yes.
because you always learn something new. You can at times think, "Oh, I figured it out." Now this is how it is.
Yes.
And then some days later, when you'll be practicing your new method, then you kind of see something new. Like, okay, maybe if I go into that, see how you can. Yeah, it's ongoing, never-ending learning process.
Yes. Just as you get comfortable in one situation, the horse wants to push you out into another situation where you've got to expand your comfort zone again.
Most definitely. I think I can give an example.
Yes, please.
There was a lady, and she had bought a very calm horse to build her confidence.
Yes.
And after a few months, she was kind of bored of the horse because it was too calm and she wanted a faster horse. And I told her, you can work on this. You can make your slow horse faster and work on motivating him and changing him. And he can be very, very fun to ride.
Yep.
But if you buy yourself a fast horse, you are probably just working on something else. You're always working on something with your horse.
Yep.
I think she was a bit pleased with that because the solution is not always to buy a new horse, but to find ways to make the horse you own your dream horse.
Yes, that's right. Make it be the one that you want it to be. Yep.
Yes, because you can come a very, very long way with the horse that you already have.
Yes. Now, something else about being present in the moment is that horses don't judge you. That's your next lesson. They don't care if you're a princess or if you're homeless.
Yes, that's for sure. They don't care about titles or if you have a fancy home or not or whatever. What they care about is that you are present in the moment, because horses live in the moment.
Yes.
And I also think they might also care about if you are true to yourself or not. Like if you are trying to hide your emotions, that's not a very good thing around horses, to pretend you are something you are not.
Yep. Yes.
So
they're very intuitive. They know, don't they? They know if you're trying to hide something.
Yeah. They are intuitive and sensitive.
What about the next one, which is focus on solving the problem rather than winning the battle?
I think that's a key thing as a horse trainer, because if you go into a conversation or a training session with a horse with this in your mind that you are going to win some kind of battle,
yes,
I think you will get the horse much more against you, and the horse will probably behave like your intention of how the horse is behaving, if you know what I mean. Like, if you go into, this horse is really stubborn, I have to win this battle and make him go forwards. He will probably just be even more stubborn.
Yes.
So solve the problem, why is the horse being stubborn?
Yep.
And then you can come up with all kinds of solutions and try different things, but your mind is set on helping the horse rather than winning a battle with the horse.
Yep. All right, the next one is be true to yourself and your feeling. Horses don't like mixed signals, and discover if humans hide their emotions. We talked about it a little bit, but would you like to talk a bit more about this?
Yeah, I could say that horses are in some sense therapists.
Right, yes.
Because I think most of riders and horse trainers who have been doing this for several years, been with horses, they will maybe discover things in themselves that they need to work on.
If you're an equestrian coach or a horse riding instructor, or even if you aspire to be one, have a look at the free video series for horse riding instructors on the Horse Chats website. Go there now, have a look, horsechats.com. What about allowing horses, kids and yourself to protest? Because you talked a bit last time after you went on the long ride. What was the long ride, the race called?
The Mongolian Derby.
Yes. So you talked a bit about this, and after that, about horses maybe not being honest, but allowing horses, kids and yourself to protest, to speak their mind and don't hold emotions on the inside.
Yes, this is a big one that when I implanted this in my horse training, it changed very, very many things.
Yep.
Because I think I've had a kind of a tendency to constrict horses and control them.
Yep.
I think I thought a bit that was what was riding was all about.
Yes.
To be able to make the horse do stuff. But in Mongolia, if you try to constrict these horses, they felt like it was a threat to their survival.
Mm-hmm.
Because they are semi-wild and they kind of need to be semi-wild to function in Mongolia.
Yep.
So if you were micromanaging them, they didn't want to have you on their back because they experienced that as very, very threatening.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But if you allow them to kind of speak their minds a bit, and by the way you were kind of giving them some rein and trying to follow their movements in the saddle, they didn't experience it as threatening to have a rider on their back.
Okay.
Because they knew that the rider listened to them and that they could, take you out of danger. And sometimes the horses did that.
Yep.
Because these dogs were coming out and they then just needed to bolt away from them.
Yes. Okay.
Take their own decisions a little bit. And sometimes the horse needs to protest. And instead of seeing that as a disrespectful behavior and you want to win that battle, you can say, okay, maybe this horse needs to protest a bit, Okay, let's get it out of the system.
Yep. Maybe the horse knows a little bit more than what I know sometimes too.
Yeah. We have many stories about that. Mountain lions and snakes and stuff that the horse has discovered, but the rider doesn't see.
Yes. Yep. All right. Now, you talked a little bit about the ball. You've got good things, take time and creativity. You want to talk about the horse ball and the connection you're getting with your horse?
Yes. There are no shortcuts here. And maybe especially if you get a horse that is sensitive or maybe a bit more complicated than most horses, because I think about 90% of all horses, they tolerate a whole lot of stuff done to them. That's not maybe good to do, but they tolerate it, and that's how it looks like as if it works. But if you get that one special horse, that doesn't tolerate this, and often these special horses are mares, I must say. Somehow they are mares. They are not as easy to handle maybe as stallions and geldings. They're a bit more complicated often.
Yep.
Because they have this inbuilt ability to take care of foals and maybe like women, they have more things in their life that they have to achieve with their bodies. Bringing up a foal and giving milk and taking care of it.
Yep.
So if you come at a horse like that, is a gift because it will make you creative and maybe also put the time into the training that's needed and change your mind on how things work.
Yes.
Like you learn a whole lot if you manage to train a horse that is not so easy to train in the first place.
Yep.
So, and that's, if you get the connection with a horse like that, that's amazing. But it takes time and it might take some creativity. You can't read in a book how to train that horse.
Sure.
Because regular training might not work.
Yeah. All right. Now, horses in cultural heritage and history, and I'd like you to talk about Ride Like a Viking a little bit. Yeah, we can experience the past by visiting different horse cultures. So what horse cultures would you recommend that people visit?
Oh, I think I might here just imagine my own bucket list.
Okay, good.
Because I think on my list is definitely the cowboys.
Oh,
You know,
okay,
the
yes.
working cowboys.
Yes.
Yes, because that's a cultural heritage that has existed for a long time and that still exists today. And you find them both in in Australia and in United States and also in Latin America.
Yep.
The gauchos there out on the pampas. So I really have a very weak and soft spot for the cowboys, I must say. And I went to Mongolia myself.
Yes.
Which was changed a lot in how I think of horse keeping and horse riding and horses in general.
Yep.
At least the horses we rode there, they were very horsey, very wild and honest.
Yep.
And it was amazing to see how the Mongolians, they really treasure their horses, but still they give them the freedom and don't tame them so that they become too depending on humans.
Okay, yes.
So they are very concerned about keeping the horses a bit wild so that they can survive on their own without human help from humans.
Yep. All right. Now, horse knowledge is international. So thinking about the methods may differ because they do, even from trainer to trainer, country to country or discipline to discipline, but the horse is basically the same. So, we're talking about, just as humans and skin color orientation does not make us more or less humans. Would you like to talk a bit about that statement about horse knowledge is international? And although the methods may differ, the horse is still the same.
Yes, the horses are horses, or if they are draft horses or Arabians, they still have these kind of same basic features. Like they are herd animals.
Yes.
And they are flight animals, and they eat grass.
Yes.
That is very, very strong in all horses, and it's the same for all the breeds. So a horse is a horse. And what I found in Mongolia after a couple of days there, although the Mongolians didn't speak English and I didn't speak Mongolian, we could still have a pretty deep conversation about the horse just by using sign language.
Yes.
Because they knew horses and I knew horses. And in that way, I could get some information about the horse I had picked or gotten before I rode off. So it was really interesting.
Yeah. No, I think that's a good lesson itself, isn't it? Yeah. And just having that common interest and common thread of interest is very good.
Yeah. And I am always trying to explore new horse cultures.
Yes.
Because I think I learned so much from going to visit other nations' horses and their cultures. So we are going to India in February.
Yes. Yep.
And I'm already seen several movies from India and the Marwari horses and the Indian horse culture. And if you think that the cow is holy in India, I think the horse is even holier.
Okay.
Because they use the horses a lot in celebration and how they kind of dress them up with silk-colored scarves and colors and have these rituals. I saw a movie about a young boy who went to bring home a mare and a foal. Yeah. And when the mare and the foal came to the stable, there was a whole ceremony around the homecoming of these horses.
Yeah.
They had made special cakes for the horses and they put colors on their foreheads and silk scarves, and they really made them feel very, very welcome and special. And I think everyone who has been in the show horse industry, to call it that, can do maybe the same with their horses. to make, if you have an event upcoming after, maybe in a month or 2 months, make that horse who is going to participate in the event and shine, make him feel special. Give him the best place in the stable, give him some extra, maybe a little silk scarf there or, something, and make that horse feel special. And when it runs around, in the paddock, you can go like, wow, yeah, you are amazing. And they really, of course, they feel this and acknowledge it.
Yep.
Definitely.
Yeah.
They are not stupid. So some trainers might try to put the horse in a dark stable so that when it comes out of the stable, it's very bright, and they will kind of lift their legs and be excited because of being kept in a dark place.
Yep.
That's not good. But you can do the opposite. Keep the horse in a really, really bright place and give the horse lots of love and praise and admiration.
Yes.
And you will see the horse will blossom.
Okay.
And I think the Indians they are probably really, really good at this.
Yes. Yes, it is a lot of heritage, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes, it is. And you can learn from different horse cultures, most definitely.
Yes. All right, Cathrine, it's very good talking to you. I learned so much, and just having that different perspective, thinking of different horse cultures and life lessons, and I think that's really good, and more to think about how horses can help us, how they just are part of our lives now and how much we need them. Yeah.
I would definitely not be where I am today without horses. Not a chance.
Yes.
So I owe them my life.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I do.
Okay. All right. And do you want to talk about a particular instance that you owe your life to them?
Yeah, I think it's an ongoing process somehow.
Yep. Okay.
It's very profound, that I dropped out of school and I was sent to this rehab center where they had horses. And through the horses, I learned discipline and got motivated to continue in school.
Yes, good.
And, I wouldn't have my college degree without horses.
Yes.
And I think it's always good to have education because it can't be taken away from you.
No, that's right.
I can lose my farm and I can lose my horses, I can lose my car. But, the college degree, no one can take away from me.
Yes, that's right.
So even if I'm imprisoned, I would still have this college degree.
Yes.
Thanks to the horses.
Yes. Yep.
Yes. So definitely invest in education if you can.
For sure.
There's always more to learn. And it gives you kind of a bit of confidence too.
Yes.
Have that education too. And customers, they are concerned about it. They would rather pick somebody who has a degree in horses than somebody who doesn't.
Exactly. I couldn't agree with you more. And it's not just having the degree or having the qualification that you've got. It's everything that you learn within the qualification. So while people say, oh, I've been with horses all my life, but I don't have a bit of paper, it's not just the bit of paper. It's everything you learn within the bit of paper that puts you at that level that you qualify.
Yeah. And it's much easier to teach others as well if you have been taught something in the system yourself.
Yes. Cathrine, good to talk to you, and we'd like to talk to you again, especially after you come back from India. I think that would be interesting, just so you can pick up some lessons there, and I'm sure that you will, pick up lessons, pick up things that we can learn from your experiences and your trips.
I'd be happy to talk to you again in March, I think it will be.
Yes, that'd be perfect. All right, thanks.
When we are back from India.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, have a lovely evening.
I will. You have a lovely day. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Okay, bye-bye.
Now, if you're still there, you probably know that I'm absolutely passionate about education within the horse industry. That's why I host this podcast. My other venture is Online Horse College. Have a look now at onlinehorsecollege.com and I'll see you over there.
Remember that our comments and instructions are general in nature and do not take into consideration your individual horses or your individual ability and circumstances. If you enjoyed this podcast, then please leave your comment below.